Yaesu's released a brand new dual-band mobile radio that they've dubbed the FTM 6000r. And I interviewed John Kruk, the U.S. Regional Sales Manager from Yaesu USA, to talk about this radio. But there was a live stream. It was about an hour long. So I took the meat of the information about this brand new radio out of this live stream, repurposed it into this video so that it's shorter and better information for you, the viewer. Check this out, and thanks for watching. We've got, there's your power button here, obviously. And this radio is like, I don't know if you guys can see that in there or not. This radio is, the head on this radio is very curvy. It's almost like it curves out this direction, and then it kind of sinks down in here and curves out again right here. On the promo, yeah, there you go, kind of like that. And on the promo pictures I saw, it didn't look, it looked like it was just flat across, but it's not. It looks kind of like, almost like a Batman radio. For lack of different looking than I suspected, but good. Okay, so we got your function menu here. So okay, this is your power button. This is the F1 menu that you can assign to do pretty much whatever you want to.
Correct.
This is the function menu. We're going to go into the menu here in a second. This is squelch, and what does that say? Back.
Back. Yep, that's got your back button on there.
Okay, so that's the VFO there. This is the volume, I assume. Yeah. Okay, good. And then band and group. Voice, VFO and memory, and that's the memory right, and that's the PMG and PW. So what's the difference between group and PMG? Is that kind of the same thing? Or
no, so what the group will do is if you have multiple frequencies of multiple different bands on there, so let's say you have some aircraft frequencies, let's say you have some VHF frequencies, UHF frequencies, let's say you got some 800 and 220, what you could do is when you're in the memory, what you could do is you can actually group them together. So you can put them into a group. So basically what you're doing is when you hit group, it will group all the aircraft frequencies together, or group all the VHF together, gotcha. Group the 220 instead of spinning the dial and going through the memory with all the different setups on there.
Good. Okay. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm missing some questions in the chat. Frank's not with us today. He's actually at work. So yeah, I pinged him before this and he's like, now I'm at the office. Up to something. That's a great name. That's a great YouTube name. Up to something asks, can the mounting bracket be attached to the radio so the plate is on the top or the bottom? I didn't try.
Yes, I believe it is. I'll double check. I believe I did that in the FTM 300, but to be honest with you, sometimes trying to remember all the radios we have just becomes a blur.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear that.
Yeah, let me double check here. And
I think I did it on my 300 as well. I think I tested it with it, but I forgot to look at it here.
Yep, it is. I just did it on mine. So yeah, that's a good question. It's one of those small questions you just don't bother thinking about, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. John Pinkney, if I'm saying I'm sure I'm saying your name wrong, dude. Sorry about that. I don't know if you're joking around or not, but that's funny. He says this isn't GMRS. No, this is not GMRS. So if that's a joke, then I'm laughing. If it's not a joke, that's okay. It's a legitimate question. But no, this is a ham radio. It's not GMRS. It's a dual band ham radio.
I've actually had a lot of people ask that if this is going to be GMRS capable.
Oh, you know, it would be not. I guess it's not legally possible to make a radio that's both Part 95E and something else. You can't make a Part 95 and not that I know of. Correct me, maybe you know this better than I do, but I've never seen a GMRS and something else radio. But, you know, all your Part 90 radios are opened up through the whole band, but technically speaking, a Part 90 radio is not necessarily a Part 95 certified. So
yeah, I actually talked this last night on my personal channel. We went over those. So Part 90 supersedes Part 95 in that regards because it's covered for the whole frequency, but Part 95 gets to the specifics. I have seen GMRS, FRS, MIR combo radios.
Yes.
Because they have the fixed antennas and everything. But usually Part 97 is, you know, they usually keep them separate from 95s, which they keep separate from 90s. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who tinker, and I'll just leave it with that because of constraints.
Yeah.
We're not condoning actions. Just we got to clear that out of there, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm actually working on a video that addresses some of that. Go back to your technician license question pool for about when you can use a radio in an emergency. And then we're going to talk about that later. So anyway, okay. So yeah, John, this is very surprised it's ham given the GMRS coverage here of late. Very true. Very true. I mean, GMRS is a really good thing, but guess what? Ham radio has been on the rise since about 2006. I got another video that talks about this, and it really exploded last year with all the lockdowns and everything.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
GMRS is not the only one that's up and coming right now. So ham radio's getting a lot of love these days also. All right, let's go into the menu here.
Before you did, Jason, just one point of clarification.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people ask me, why did we do rocker switches on the front? They are not rocker switches. So for an example,
right
the band and no, on the bottom. So the band and group, it's actually one button. The bigger letter is the push functionality of it. The smaller words or letters is the push and hold function on it. So if you wanted to change band right now, you just tap the band. But then if you were in the memory, you wanted to group, you'd have to push and hold group.
There it is. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Yep. And then, like I said, you want to go to that sub function, the little letters, that's when you would push and hold on there.
It's giving me an error when I do it right now because I don't have anything in there, I guess.
Correct. Yeah. You don't have anything in memory, so it can't group anything on there.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of radios that do that. I was just looking, what was I looking at the other day? Same thing, but yeah, I actually didn't read that as a rocker switch. I read that as a long press. Because a lot of manufacturers are doing that with their buttons today. They short press is one function and long press is another function. So that's how I read it anyway. But good to know. Good to know. Yeah, because we don't have there's memory 1, and then we can write that to memory, which I don't want to do. PMG, we don't have anything in there yet either.
Yeah, you don't have anything stored in there yet. Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so we can go into the menu now. I get Okay, nope. How do you change that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Squelch is 1. Fine.
Yep. So the F, and so now that's another one. Whereas because the F is bigger, so the F function, when you push the F button, that's going to go into that initial 5 groupings of your most common memory functions.
Okay.
So the F1, it comes defaulted to home. So if you push F1, that's going to take you to home. And then if you push the F button quickly, the default is home, repeater reverse, repeater set, and then TX power, if I remember correctly.
TX power.
Yep.
That's right. I really like that. You know what? Because now, can you change what okay.
Yep. So if you kind of see on mine here, if I can get it in there. So I went along, this is my normal repeater frequency. I pushed this. Now it's changed. I set mine to dimmer, home, repeater reverse, repeater set, scan on, and then squelch type, and then squelch code. So those are the most, and TX power. Those are the most common ones that I use on there. Right. So that's why I wanted it in the menu system. Now, the neat part about it is then F1, all you simply do is with the F1 here as I push that, now that actually goes to my scan on. Now all I need to do is just go and make sure I'm pushing the right one here. Push it there, and now it's in memory scan. When I want to take it out of memory scan, I just go ahead and push the F1 again. So that's how I have mine set up on there.
Okay. Now you've got, it looks like I've got 4. This is default out of the box, as you guys just saw. I've got 12, 19, 20, and 30. Yep. But it looked like you had 5 or 6 of them in there. What's the maximum number you can put in that quick function menu?
You know, it's a good question because like I said, I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. I have 8 in there.
Okay.
So, and you know what the best part about it is? You know how easy it is. All you're simply going to, if you like on yours right now, you want to add something to that quick group, push and hold the F menu button, select what you want from the menu system, and then simply push and hold the F menu button again, and it's going to lock it in there.
Okay.
That's it.
Now we go back, F menu, and there it is. There's dimmer.
Yep. And that's the best part. Now, to help people, because this is going to be a massive confusion thing I could see.
Yeah.
When you go into the full menu, so not just the F menu, but the full menu on there, you're going to go ahead, and if you even do it on yours right now, you're going to actually see that there's going to be some menu items that have blank, like dotted lines through it. And you're going to be like, wait, what's going on for there? So push and hold that. Now go ahead and turn it. And as you see, right where dimmer should be, see how it's missing?
Oh, because it's in the other menu.
There you go. So now
Gotcha.
you know it's in your
Okay.
menu.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Good. Good. And that's 12 is another one. Okay. Mic
Yep,
gain.
12 is the home one.
Yeah. Okay. Mic gain. PGM.
That's for mic programming.
Oh, so you can set how many buttons we have. It looks like we got
4.
P1 through 4 on the, and well, we got P1, P2, P3, P4, and then we got ABCD down the side as well. So can you program the ABCD buttons, or are those just default?
Those are going to be defaulted on there. So like the A,
Okay.
and it depends on what you're at. So like the A is going to be dependent upon if you're in VFO or if you're there. So A, B, C, and D are hard programmed.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we'll go back in here. And pager. What's pager?
So pager is that functionality that we can kind of include on there, which actually is kind of an interesting way to do the functionality. So what it does is the pager code, you can have it set up that what it does is it will transmit 2 different CT CSS tones at 1 second each. So what that does is that if you really want to be a selective call for a certain person or a certain group, what it will do is when you key up your radio in pager mode, it transmits, let's say 100 hertz and let's say 67 hertz. So do 100 hertz a second, 67 hertz a second, 100, 67, 100, 67, each 1 second each continuously through your whole transmission. So it's kind of a new there. And if you have any of our older DR repeaters, that's how you activate it and deactivate it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So is it more for DTMF type activating stuff, or can you actually communicate with it to another radio?
No, you can actually communicate it with it to another radio. So it really uses just CTCSS tones to lock it down even more so than just using one CTCSS tone.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Packet speed?
Yep. So you can do 1200 or 9600 baud on it.
Okay. RX mod.
So the receiver mode, whether it be like FM, AM.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I saw that it went to 108 megahertz when I was going through the band. So it will receive aircraft band in AM.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Band select.
So, yep. So you can get a little more granular, like the frequency band that can be selected on there. So if you want to, you want air on and off VHF. So let's say you want to just use this as simply as a UHF only radio for some reason. You can turn off the air band. You can turn off VHF. You can turn off all those. If people don't want the air band, it allows you to customize the radio.
Gotcha. Okay. So you can turn it into just a dual band or maybe even just a mono band if you want to.
Correct.
Okay. Repeater OTR.
So that's a repeater operation, whether it's active automatic repeater split or if it's going to be a repeater shift frequency on there.
Okay. Scan on, that's obvious.
Yep. And now scan, I will say this, it's going to say MEM scan or VFO scan. It's not going to show the frequencies. We went through this with the FT5, but that's what it's going to do on there. And, playing with it a little bit. I actually like it saying that personally, because I never understood just watching the numbers go by when it's not receiving anything.
Yeah. I guess it, everybody's got a different opinion about it, I suppose, but, yeah, if it's going to be one of those things that multiple people ask one way and multiple people ask another way, then there's not much you can do about it. So I'm going to share the link in the chat, guys, where I got this radio. Once again, for those of you joining us, special thanks to Roger over at RNL Electronics. This was a purchased radio. I plan to keep it and do more videos with it, and I'm probably going to do some all-star stuff with it because it has a pin in the back of it. So go back and watch the first part of the video if you missed it. All right, so scan on, scan type, so we can do.
So that's basically like if it's like a resume, if you want it resume, if you want it hold, if you want it to
stop,
signal,
okay.
Yep, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. N3XTF asks, what is replacing the 7250 since this one does not do C4FM?
We have stuff in the works. That's all I can say. always asks.
Yeah. John is just like every other radio manufacturer I talk to, and they say, Yeah, we can't tell you.
We can't tell you.
So that's not just Yaesu who does that. Can it scan a PL tone in DCS? Ham Radio Hobo asks.
Yes.
I
So
assume
you,
it.
yep. So you
Yeah.
can go back in there, and when you set your tone, it's
Mhm.
going to well, here, I can do mine real quick here. So when you go to for your squelch code on there, I'll kind of show on mine if people can see it. So I got my squelch code as 110.9, and I push and I hold the button, the up down button, to start scanning on the microphone.
Yeah.
And then once it would receive the frequency, it would stop and it will flash. And if you want to lock it in, just hit the button and you're good to go.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Good. Good. Excellent. Okay. Good. So okay, and that was what 25, I think.
menu 25. Yep.
I did a short press. Menu 25. Okay, so it's SQLCOD.
Yep.
Is what it looks like to me. So yeah.
Yep, and that stands for squelch code because you're able to, once again, with some of the other types, if you go to menu 26, that's going to be squelch expansion, and that's going to allow that cross mode of how you want to be able to do it on there. Whether you want, if you turn that on, you could, and then you go over back to the squelch type. You'll now go ahead and see, actually, I got to remember on this one here, the type is, you could do tone, tone squelch, reverse tone, DCS, pager frequency, pager, DCS encode only, tone, it's tone receive, DCS encode, DCS encode, and tone receive. So there's a lot of them that are on there.
Gotcha. Okay. Not getting that, but okay. I'm probably in the wrong menu. Okay.
Yep. So there you go. Go squelch expansion, then push in your channel knob. Then
turn it on.
Yep. Now go back and then go to squelch type. So 24.
Oh, I was going to, I was wrong menu.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now you see it's off. Then CTCSS encode only. Then you got encode decode for CTCSS. Then you got reverse tone. Then you have DCS encode decode. Then you have pager frequency, which we kind of talked about there. Then you have pager mode. Whoop! The menu times out there.
I timed it out.
There you go. Pager frequency, pager mode, and then you have DCS encode only. Then you have that's where you get to tone, encode, DCS decode. Then the next one after that is the reverse DCS encode, tone, decode.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, so lots of different signaling options on there.
Yeah. So you can set a different tone for the input and output with that menu.
Correct.
Okay.
And we're starting to see that happen with a lot of repeaters out there now, because a lot of areas are getting full repeaters. Instead of doing a CTCSS for encode and decode, because CTCSS can be false, they will do a DCS into the repeater and a CTCSS out of the repeater. As a matter of fact, we have, for an event I do, we actually set up a repeater that way as a temporary remote receive site for that day.
Yeah. So, and that's a popular, for whatever reason, that's a popular thing to do in GMRS repeaters.
Yes.
You have, and it's not always DCS. Sometimes it's just a CTCSS in and a different code out, like 110 in and 67 out or something like that.
Yep.
For whatever reason, I don't know, but I don't see that a lot in ham repeaters, at least not in this area. I don't, but that's real. But I think there are 3 or 4 GMRS repeaters we have in this area all have different CTCSS tones for the encode and decode. So that was